What's up, baseball fans, and welcome to Last Dance Central. Filling in for Lou Brogno, I'm Jake Ostrove, previewing for you the Last Dance World Series. This tournament has taken over the state of New Jersey. Over 220 high school teams from north and south will play in 32 regions and over 50 ballparks across the state. And let me just say, the state of New Jersey has opened up its arms wide to welcome in this tournament. Teams will play at ballparks of all shapes and sizes, from community parks like Overpeck Park in Leonia all the way to minor league, independent league ballparks like TD Bank Ballpark in Bridgewater. This is not your typical NJSIAA county or state tournament. There are specific rules that will go into place for these few weeks. First off, teams can have 11 players in the lineup. That's if you choose to use your traditional DH plus an extra 10th batter in the lineup to get players as many at-bats as possible. Teams can also make unlimited defensive substitutions. Noticing a pattern here? The whole point of the tournament is to get kids as many reps as possible over these few games. So the tournament is going to offer as many opportunities as possible. In addition, there are no pitch limits, no pitch counts that go against their pitchers. So, while it might seem good for a team to throw its best arm early and often, this is a grueling tournament that has a lot of games condensed into a short amount of time. So teams are going to have to figure out how to manage those arms, balance those arms through the grueling slate all the way to the championship. Of course, we are playing this tournament through the COVID-19 pandemic. So there are certain safety guidelines that are going to be in place so that the games and the tournament can be run responsibly and safely. First off, players and coaches are going to have temperature checks upon arrival to the stadium or to the park, wherever they're playing, making sure that they are all good and healthy to go on the field. And now while they're on the field, they don't necessarily have to wear masks, but when they go into the dugout, players and coaches are expected to wear masks. In addition, fans, make sure you bring your mask and your hand sanitizer. There will be other sanitization stations across the park, but make sure you bring your own so you can take care of yourself. In addition, it's recommended that you bring your own chair when coming out to the park. It's recommended that you keep your distance. There will be site leaders on site roaming around the grounds to make sure that everyone is practicing proper social distancing, wearing masks where appropriate, online at the restroom or online at the concession stand, just making sure everyone's having fun, but is also staying safe and responsible. Throughout The Last Dance, Inside Varsity Sports will be producing a feature-length documentary on this historic tournament called 56 Innings in July. Now check out this preview.
We had tryouts at the end of the first week of March, and then we had a week of practice. Friday, we were scheduled for a scrimmage against Shore Regional, and that was the first thing that got canceled, and then haven't been back since.
With Corona, it's like you're stuck. There's nothing to do. You have to, everywhere you go, you got to wear a mask. You can't go anywhere without a mask. Couldn't play baseball.
Imagine not going outside and just having to stay home. Having no access to outside, can't go outside, you have to go outside with a mask.
We all didn't think we would be out here, so if we're some of us are out here to have a good time, some of us are out here to win this thing, but I think collectively we all just want to have fun and get one last tournament in with our friends and play to win, obviously.
The documentary should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a crazy ride over the next 3 weeks, and there's going to be a lot of emotions all the way to the championship. Talk about some of those teams that could get that championship You don't need to look further than the number 1 seed in their region up north, Don Bosco Prep. They go by the Diamondbacks in this tournament. Not every school that is represented is going by their school name. Don Bosco is one of them. They're the Diamondbacks. They get to host their own regional, play on their home field, number 1 team in the state. You got to look out for the Diamondbacks. You also have to look out for St. Joe's in Metuchen. Head coach Mike Murray was instrumental in orchestrating this whole tournament, getting it off the ground and getting ready to play on Tuesday. Look out for St. Joe's. They also host their own regional. Probably the coolest thing about this whole tournament to me is that all of the schools get pooled together in one tournament. Normally when you have your county or state tournaments, you're split up by group based on school size and skill. Well, that's not the case here. All the schools are going to be pooled together. So you look at the Glassboro Regional. Glassboro went to the Group 1 final a year ago. They're going to go up against schools like Vineland, who were a top half team in Group 3 a year ago. It's interesting to see how 2 schools in 2 different groups are going to match up against each other, fighting for one spot as regional champion. That's going to just about do it for me here on Last Dance Central. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at InVarsitySports and check out InsideVarsitySports.com for news, highlights, and analysis throughout the tournament. Signing off, I'm Jake Ostrove. Can't wait to play ball.